Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we have something that we have all been looking forward to for a very long time. I know most of you have seen how excited we are about this keyboard, the Keychron K6. We've been using it for a little over a week now, and we'll compare it very lightly to the K2 and the K4, but that's another in-depth video for another time. So let's just look at the K6 right now. Alright, so in the box, it's a different kind of box than before. We have the lid and the bottom rather than having a laptop style opening of the box. You get a wire keycap puller. You also get the extra keycaps for Windows and the orange for the escape and the light key, Windows and Mac. And the version that we bought, we also get a metal keycap puller because we bought the Hotswap version. There's a manual, and then there's also the quick start guide on how to connect Bluetooth, how to change your keycaps, how to do all of that on this little card here. All of that comes in the box. And let's look at the keyboard. So our keyboard, we changed up the keycaps and then tried the Hotswap with the light key and the escape key. So that's why it looks a little bit different. We got the Gateron reds, which are linears, and the different options are Gateron reds, browns, or blues. And then they also have optical switches as well in the same reds, browns, and blues. And then they have different RGB options. There's white backlight, and then there's RGB. You can choose the aluminum frame or not, and Hotswap or not. We have Gateron reds, aluminum frame with RGB lighting with Hotswap. So pretty much all of the features, and it was cheaper back in pre-order. However, now I think it's $94 for all of this. It does have a new height, which is slightly shorter than the K2 compared to the K4. However, the front edge is half a centimeter shorter than the K4. So as you can see here, this side is a little bit shorter than this side, so there's sort of a natural incline there. However, it is still very thick with the aluminum frame, so very thick. Let's look at the back because we always do that. On the back, we have 4 rubber feet so it doesn't slip, and it's a little upgrade from the K2 and the K4 where we have 2 dual angle adjustable kickstands. So we have the very short angle right there, and then the very long angle or the very tall one. So it's only a slight upgrade. The K2 and the K4 feature 1 large kickstand, so it makes a little bit of a difference. Altogether, the aluminum frame is this outer box that surrounds it that you can see right here. The bottom is plastic, but it has no flex whatsoever. It's a super sturdy keyboard, no complaints there at all. It comes with Bluetooth 3.0, which is slightly outdated. It can still connect to our laptop, computer, and cell phones, so no problems there, but not future-proof. We have the same side buttons as before on the K2 and the K4. This is the detachable USB-C cable port right here. And then the first button that we have, we can split between Windows or Mac mode, so easy compatibility switch there. And then the third button here is either Bluetooth off or cable. When you connect it to a computer, you have to go into cable mode to turn it on. And to connect to Bluetooth, it's super easy. You slide to Bluetooth. And on this one, you hold F1 and either Q, W, or E to connect to up to 3 devices. It's a little bit different on the K2 and the K4 just because it has more buttons available. And the USB-C cable that comes with it is L-shaped, so it fits with the port being on the side. It'll just go up on the side and up like that on the left side only, which can be annoying if your computer is on the right side of your keyboard. But I haven't seen many setups where it looks like that. I would prefer all these buttons and the port either back here or on the bottom. The keycaps are ABS keycaps with double shot legends, so it's The shine is okay compared to the K2 and the K4. However, the keycaps of the K2 are not as bright. The legends are smaller in size. They're also less thick. So if you compare the K4 here, you can see that the K4 has thicker lines for their legends, and that just allows it to shine through better. Another issue is the legends on the K6 are very low contrast. If you look at the first row where all the secondary functions and the F1, F2, F3, that row is located, you can barely see anything else. The secondary functions are in a light yellow color, and the function row is in a blue color, which makes it very hard to see against the gray color of the keycaps themselves. But we switched our keycaps out, so that part doesn't even matter anyways. So that's just one complaint. The K4 probably has the best legends and the best shine through for their brightness. Here is the K4. The K4 is the 1800 compact layout. We'll do a review of this soon and do a very thorough comparison soon as well. On the K6, we did put in O-rings. I like O-rings on my linears because it prevents me from bottoming out. However, we did record a sound test without O-rings and without PBT keycaps, so you guys can hear exactly what it sounds like out of stock, out of the mail, just when you buy it and open it without any replacements whatsoever. But just so you know, O-rings and PBT keycaps do change up the sound quite a bit. Here on the K2, we just have some OEM PBT keycaps, and it sounds significantly different than what it sounds like originally. It's quite thocky. And then the original ones sound just like the K4. This is unmodded. And then the O-rings and PBT keycaps, these are DSA profile. So all very different sounds depending on what keycaps you use, what accessories you use. Pretty much everything makes it sound different, so it's up to you to decide what you want. Let's see, look at some basics. This is a 65% layout. The K2 is 75% and the K4 is 1800 compact, which basically means a compact full-size keyboard. So in a 65% keyboard, you're missing the entire top function row, and then you're missing some of the modifier buttons on the side, but you do have the arrow cluster, which is a plus compared to a 60% where you don't have the arrow cluster. But it is a non-standard layout. You get the smaller shift key here on the right side, and then you get some of the buttons down here that are different too. So if you're buying new keycaps for this layout, make sure you get something that fits it and not just regular old keycaps. It does come with 15 preset lighting patterns. You change the lighting patterns by clicking on the light key on the top right corner, and then you can change through different colors on that effect by using FN and the right or left arrow keys to change that mode. I would have preferred the light key to be delete and then have the light button be on a secondary layer. I'm not changing my color effects too often, however I do use the delete key a lot. And to access delete, insert, and end, you have to press F and 1 and either P, left bracket, or light bracket. And those are on the original Legends too. So it is hot swappable, which is really cool because there's not a lot of hot swappable 65% keyboards out there for under $100. We replaced 2 of the Gateron Reds on this with Halo Clears, and I'll just show you the difference. So this is the Halo Clear. Got a large tactile bump. But the Gateron Reds were super hard to pull out. It was pretty much stuck to the plate. However, putting in and taking out the Halo Clears are super easy. I'm just going to assume that is part of the size of the switches and how they're built and all that. The Gaterons are super hard to take out. I would maybe replace all these switches. However, it would take a lot of pulling, and I don't know if I'm a fan of that. I'd rather just put O-rings on the reds and live with that. But if you really want to try something new, you can. Oh, and one tip, before you put on your keycaps, when you're switching out the switches, make sure you test each switch to see if it still works by opening up a notepad and just running down each switch and seeing if it works. If it doesn't, chances are that those little pins are bent when you inserted them in, because you have to be pretty precise with them. That's a quick fix, and then after you make sure they all work, then put the keycaps on. Or else you'd be taking off the keycaps, taking out the switches, fixing it, and then putting them back in. Hey, I hope you're getting some value out of this video. Press that like button, and then if you want, we are planning on doing a Q&A. Personal questions are welcome. Keyboard questions are welcome as well. Pretty much anything that you can think of that you want to know about us, about me, about our cat, about how we do our business. If we even have a business, I don't know. We're spending more money than we're making, so is it a business? Anyways, smash that like button, leave a question down below, and we'll be answering it in a Q&A video. Thanking you guys for 500 subscribers. Thank you so much, and let's get back to the review. It does have a very large battery. Keychron says that it works up to 80 hours without a charge, which is quite a long time. We've only used it for maybe 2 to 3 days without charging it in between, and it works fine. No connectivity problems at all. For work, my husband has been connecting to a laptop and a computer and just interchanging between the two, and it's quick. It works fine. When the computer goes to sleep and the keyboard goes to sleep, it takes a little bit of time to wake them both up again and get that sync happening, and then you can use the keyboard. So that takes a little bit of time. Just be patient. Some new announcements. I know we're talking about PBT keycaps a whole lot. I'll link you to a video down below that we did on PBT keycaps, and I'll link to you what we're using for each of these keyboards, the K2 and the K6. But some news, Keychron is coming out with the K2 with their own PBT keycaps on their website, and the K8, which is a TKL 10 keyless layout keyboard, which we are super excited about because we love 10 keyless designs. You all know that. We do have a series called TKL Fridays, and this K8 is supposed to feature a Bluetooth 5.0 connection. Finally, some updated future-proof designs. They're also supposed to lower the front a bit more, add more inclination, and hopefully fix some of the problems that we've been encountering. So that would be super awesome. But overall, I've been using this for about a week now, and I have been enjoying it thoroughly, especially with the keycap replacement. The regular keycaps, I think, are, I don't want to say terrible, but I do want to say terrible. They just accumulate oils and finger grime so quickly. Just within a few hours of using them, there were already oil spots on many of the keys. Compared to the keycaps of the K4, the K2 and the K6 accumulated oils much faster. I've been using the K4 a little bit for work as well, but it hasn't had any oil smears or finger oils whatsoever, which I think is a little bit strange, but whatever, you know. K2, K6 original ABS keycaps, not that great. Get yourself some PBT keycaps. Makes it awesome, makes it sound better. Really enjoying the keyboard. It's a really good layout. The delete key does annoy me a little bit, but I'm getting used to pressing FN1 and the left bracket. It works great. Wish the legends were better, to see the RGB more and the shine through more. However, I'm not even really seeing it anyways. But with the lighting, I'll just show you guys. You can see the lighting. You can see the lighting through the PBT keycaps, although they're not super bright in this set up right now with the studio lights pointing at us, but you can see it looks pretty cool. The inclination's better, however I still recommend a wrist rest because it's still pretty high right there, and there's just not a whole lot of ergonomicness going on here. Still recommending that wrist rest. I'll link you to the one that we use down below. It's the glorious wrist rest. I've had it for like 3 years now. Works great. And one more downside is that it's not programmable. However, I've heard of talks where Keychron is coming up with their own software, and you can also use sharp keys if you want, but I haven't really gotten to that yet. I've been doing some research on using sharp keys. If you have experience with sharp keys, please let me know down below in the comments, and if it's easy to use or hard to use. I'm not the best with technology, or am I? I don't know. Overall, great keyboard. Different than the K2, much smaller. You can see the size difference. However, the K2 probably has the most function in most compact layouts that we've seen. It's pretty much the same thickness, the same width, but this has more function. Very easy to use. Probably our favorite Keychron layout so far. But that's for another video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any questions at all about any of the Keychrons, K2, K6, or K4. We also owned the K1 for a little bit of time but didn't like it, so we sold it and it's gone. Just leave us some questions down below. And now it's time for the typing test. We'll do the typing test as it is bought on the website. ABS keycaps, Gateron reds. Let's do that. Alright, that was the typing test. I'm going to link you guys to all of our mechanical keyboard reviews right here. And then TKL Fridays, our favorite series ever, where we review a TKL mechanical keyboard every single Friday because that's our favorite layout. And then subscribe here if you want to. If not, that's cool. I know this video was a little bit long and rambly. I even had notes, but I'll see you next time.